I'm sure you've read, seen or heard that the Apple Watch outsold the entire Swiss watch industry in the last quarter of 2017. The naysayers of the smartwatch. You've been demolished! But that's the Apple Watch. It's great, it's cool, it's useful. Only if you're an iPhone user. People on Team Android are relatively more spoiled for choice, but that's not particularly a good thing. If fitness is a thing, you may want a Fitbit or a Garmin. But if a wide variety of apps gets you going, then you want to opt for an Android Wear device. But what if you want a bit of both, coupled with aesthetics that would not look amiss at the gym, in office, and on a Tinder date? This is the Samsung Gear Sport smartwatch. The Gear S3's sportier and slightly fitter brother. It doesn't look very different from the Gear S3 at first glance, but closer inspection reveals that it is indeed more squared out in design. If you read the specs, you'll understand that the screen is 0.1 inch smaller and the dial is 1.3 mm thinner. It's also 8 grams heavier than the Gear S3 despite being smaller. I'm not sure how that works. As the name suggests, the Gear Sport is, well, sport-oriented. You obviously get S Health, but you also have the availability of a number of apps such as MyFitnessPal, MapMyRun, Endomondo, Speedo On, and Under Armour Record. You unfortunately do not get some popular apps like Nike Plus and Strava. Which brings us to the biggest problem with the Gear Sport. Since Samsung decided to run it on its own Tizen OS, the number of apps available are relatively low, and that is a big bummer. But let's talk about the good stuff first. My favorite part of the Gear Sport is the screen. In typical Samsung fashion, you have a brilliant screen, vivid, vibrant colors. It's an OLED screen, 316 to 360 pixel ratio, which is brilliant for the size. The touch is precise and responsive, and the brightness is great too. You will not be squinting in harsh sunlight to read the time. My second favorite bit has to be this rotating bezel. If you're the type of person who likes a little bit of analog control, this will make your day every single day. You use it to toggle menus and it is super intuitive. You also have two buttons on the side, one for home and one for back. The Tizen OS isn't bad at all. Rotate the bezel to toggle between the watch face and calories burnt, steps taken, floors climbed, heart rate, yada 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 yada. A whole ton of popular apps are missing, especially in the music department. No Google Play Music, no Apple Music, no SoundCloud. If you were living abroad, you would have Spotify support, offline playlists and all, but alas. This does, however, come with 4 GB of internal storage, so you could download all your music and keep it on this. Fair warning though, the OS takes up 2.5 of the 4 GB, so you really only have 1.5 GB to play around with. In terms of tracking, the Gear Sport is fairly competent. The step counter, heart rate monitor and barometric altimeter are all fairly accurate. Another big plus for the Gear Sport is that it is waterproof. You could dunk this thing into a pool up to 50 meters deep. And if you're a water baby, you gotta love that. Samsung claims a solid 4-day battery life for the Gear Sport, though real-world usage gave us only about 2 days with the GPS left on. Charging is through this neat dock, and it takes about 2 hours to get to a full charge. Let's talk about the downers now. This thing does not get a microphone. So while you can cancel incoming calls, you cannot actually answer them. Second, the range of apps available for this is paltry. Third, the Gear Sport comes with the dated S voice as opposed to the newer and better Bixby, and with the way the voice economy is growing, we feel like that's a missed opportunity. The Samsung Gear Sport will cost you 23,000 rupees, and that is actually a very good price. For that, you get a great screen, good battery life, good fitness features, and very pleasing aesthetics. If you have a very particular need like fitness or iPhone ownership, you may want to look elsewhere. But if you are an Android user in India who just wants a smartwatch that can do a bit of everything, this may be the best bang for your buck around.